Welcome to the Virtual Strategic Solutions Virtual Reality Simulation System. Accessing Legacy Dataset. Files loaded. Simulation ready. Created by Hornwright Industrial, the XE97 Rockhound bucket wheel motorized excavator was advertised as an integral part of the lucrative world of strip mining. The Rockhound was rated to move over 11,000 cubic meters of earth per hour and could operate with a crew of only 12. Each of the buckets on the massive cutting wheel was cast from solid black titanium, ensuring every cut would remain accurate and deep. Coupled with 4 ignition reactors that utilize proprietary technology developed by Hornwright Industrial, it was theoretically capable of working indefinitely, as long as these reactors were supplied with ignition cores. As the symbol of Appalachian industrial might and acumen, and by extension of the Hornwright family, it was widely advertised to attract investors and advance the idea of a fully automated Appalachia. The Rockhound strip mining of Mount Blair had a devastating environmental effect, polluting the entire region and turning the resource-rich mountain into a desolate stretch of land nicknamed the Ash Heap. Furthermore, the construct didn't work as effectively as theorized, as the reactors provided 2200 MWE each, which drained the ignition cores in just 3 minutes. After intervention from headquarters, the power was dialed back to 1750 MWE, increasing longevity. In addition, the skeleton crew could not effectively oversee a machine of that magnitude. Standard safety checks missed major malfunctions, such as faulty seals on the main fluid reservoirs, leading to over 6,000 gallons of hydraulic fluid being discharged into the soil of Mount Blair. The company deducted the expense of repair from the crew's paychecks. Moreover, the company demands led to a 24-hour operation mode, a third work shift, and the need to change the wheel buckets every 3 days to maintain the profitability of the operation without regard for the environment. During the massive riots that erupted after Atomic Mining Services forced miners out of Welch in October 2077, miners took to Mount Blair and seized the Rockhound. For 8 days, the miners held out, striking and demanding a right to work, until the National Guard finally cleared out the last of the rebels off the Rockhound. Echoing the events of the Battle of Mount Blair over 150 years earlier, the strikebreakers took out the miners and returned control of the Rockhound to Hornwright, a massive ore excavation platform that was once used by the pre-war industrial company Hornwright Industrial for strip mining. After the Great War, the drilling rig sits abandoned atop Mount Blair, surrounded by the conflagration created by the strip mining. It is divided into 3 distinct decks, connected by an elevator. The interior is part of the world space, rather than a discrete interior. The lowest deck contains the crew quarters and mess hall, the ignition reactors used to activate it during the event, and the command center up front. There's also an auxiliary cabin at the front for the driver. The deck connects to spans or gantries over the side tracks, which were used for storage and as strong points during the riots. The stairs from here lead to the second deck, above the balance arm and the excavator arm in front. The topmost observation deck can only be reached by elevator and offers minor loot. The rotating bucket wheels at the end look like teeth, but are actually literal buckets, filling up with harvested ground on the upward move and empty on the downward turn. They are not damaging. If players stand in the way of the Rockhound's rotating buckets, they will be pushed underground and out the other side without damage. They can also ride inside the buckets as the wheel rotates. The Rockhound can be used by the player character to dig up ore for personal use. In order to harvest ore from the rig, one must first have ownership of the workshop located on the utility platform on the back of the rig. They then must proceed to the main control station in the center of the rig. They must access a terminal near the control panel. Accessing reactor technology, they gain the ability to craft ignition cores that are needed to reactivate the drill platform. There are 4 reactors on the rig. Once all of the cores are placed, the player character then must head back to the control center and press the button on the center console to activate the rig. Once activated, they must defend the reactors from constant attack for a total of 30 minutes,